So normally on a Saturday night, I'm coming up with some sort of power rankings. Today, it just wasn't working. So this is just what I had up during the live stream. Um, I want to just give an update after that live stream. I thought about going live again, and I thought, well, no. Um, Yvonne's okay. Um, and so I immediately after I let off the live stream, I helped her up and I helped her to our room. Made sure she had something to eat. Made sure she'd had her pill. I asked her whether or not she'd taken her iron today, and she said no. So I made sure I got her that. Made sure she had something to drink and talked to her the whole time. For people who may not know, I did work as a first aid attendant at an old job. So when she's in that state, I treat her the same way as I would with somebody who's diabetic and who's going through a period where they're low. And with diabetics, it's a lot of it's very similar to what she was going through, which is speech becomes a problem and then balance starts to fall off. Of course, with the diabetic, the problem is that once they get to that point where their speech and then they'll start to argue. They'll start to say, "I'm fine." You're like, "Oh no," they say they're fine, and it will be one of those things too where somebody will say, "I think so and so's drunk." And you're like, "No, where are they? Get me there now." So I do have some experience with this, and so when something like this happens, I do my best to take care of her as well as I can with my limited training and experience. But she's okay. She's going to be fine. I don't know that I'm going to get a power rankings necessarily done for tonight. Maybe I'll figure one out for tomorrow morning. But it's important, and she's upstairs now watching. I think she's putting on a Christmas movie or one of her baking shows, and the funny thing, of course, is that she's going up the stairs. I'm holding her the whole way, and she's like, "I'm fine." Yeah, that's good. Good, you're fine. Good, and just holding on the whole way. So, because I was already kicking myself for the fact I left the room, but it normally doesn't go downhill that quickly, or I pick up on it sooner. So I feel like it's on me for not picking up on it sooner, and yeah. So I appreciate the concern messages in that live stream. I appreciate the concern from people, and I understand that in terms of the community that this channel has grown, it's been really a grand majority of the people that I've interacted with on this channel, whether it's in live streams or whether it's at meetups, that kind of thing. It's been really overwhelmingly positive, and I know it's done a lot for me, and it's done a lot for her as well, and it's been great. And so I felt like I needed to give people an update who were in that live stream and watch what happened. That she's okay. As dramatic as it looked, she basically let herself down. She knew she was passing out, so she let herself down to the floor in as graceful a manner as possible while you feel like you're dizzy and passing out, like vertigo kind of dizzy. And she was okay. And yeah, that's my only concern in that moment. And even before then, when I knew she wasn't 100%, I was keeping an eye on her, and so I'm watching the chat and keeping an eye on her too. So it's we'll do another live stream. We have the Patreon live stream on Mondays. We have the Zoom call tomorrow with patrons as well, and then we do the live stream during the week as well on the channel. So we understand too on Saturdays that live stream, sometimes that's the social interaction people get. It's been social interaction for us. We really haven't been leaving the house much at all since March. So for us, the social interaction is the live stream, and so that's as important to us as it may be to anybody else who's a part of it. And I know there's people who are shut-ins. There are people who are going through a lot this year that those live streams have been important. So it's important we keep that going. Part of the reason it was later today was because I felt like if we had done it early in the morning, that would really make our whole day really kind of stressful. And so oddly enough, I did it later at a time where I felt like it wouldn't necessarily be any kind of an issue, and then she passed out, but she wouldn't have if we'd had it this morning, because she wouldn't have been that low. And yeah, so there you go. Stay safe, everybody, and we will have another live stream soon. It was an abrupt ending to this one, and everybody seems to understand why. And thank you for the, I'll say 98% of the viewers of this channel that are amazing people. You more than make up for the 2% that maybe they're not. I'm not sure why people hate watch. I'm not sure why people hate follow on social media, but they do. And what always makes me feel better about that is when I see people who have a much larger following on social media and they see the same thing and they ask the same questions. So that definitely makes me feel better. And here's to hoping that we're able to get something together. I'll figure out some kind of a power rankings. I was just messing around with this tonight. The funny thing is I put all the logos askew like this, and then when I was done doing them, I thought, that actually looks kind of cool. That looks kind of cool to leave them all askew like that. If I do all of them askew, except, well, it makes the coyote look like it's dead. But, which, of course, that would sound like, wow, he's just done the whole thing just to troll the coyotes. I don't know if I get golf claps for that or not, but yeah. So thanks for your concern. It's greatly appreciated. Again, she's okay. Ended up needing to call an ambulance. I made the offer. I even said to her, I said, do I need to call the hospital? And she said no. So always make sure that they're responsive. Make sure they know where they are. I'm saying this for people who may deal with somebody who's in that situation. If somebody looks like they're going to faint, make sure they know where they are. Continually ask them if they know where they are. Make sure you get them something to drink and something to eat, preferably something sweet. See if they have any medications that they're not actually, necessarily taking, especially when they're busy. People will tend to lapse on their medications when they're busy. So again, just consider sort of like a PSA from me to everybody else. Keep an eye on people around you, and always be alert, especially in 2020, right? All right, thank you guys so much for all your support, for everybody who has subscribed, and even for those who haven't. And hey, we will do this again soon, and maybe I get a power rankings up maybe first thing in the morning. Maybe I'll go upstairs, spend some time with her, watch a movie. I'm gonna hound her probably every 5 minutes. Anyways, I can be absolutely impossible because I don't listen. I just say, oh yeah, no, you're fine. Okay, sure. I'm just gonna sit here and watch you. All right. Thanks for everything, guys, and we will talk again soon.